so we're almost out of time, so we're going to go back to our main speakers. So we will have Shaun with the con, followed by our friend
Alright, so thank you, Byung, for having my back on this. Alright, a lot of people bring up some good points, and one I'd like to address is that these aren't interesting. And anyone who's had to write debates, like myself, knows that it's hard to make something that's interesting to the general public. Byung brought up a good point. When I took my SAT, the essay prompt was something along the lines of, war has always influenced authors. In what ways could experiencing war firsthand influence somebody's works? That, the average person, average student, probably won't be able to write something that, from the heart, that they can feel, or they won't be able to write something intelligent on that, because they just don't relate to that. Maybe they're not into literature, maybe they're not into warfare or the things that come from it. Maybe they just don't give a damn about anything that to write about. And a lot of people have also been bringing up changing up the essay, which I agree with. But I think we should have higher level essays for higher level students. I don't think that myself or Byung or Anthony, people who all got high marks on the AP Lang Comp test, should have to take the same test as one of Lusher's students we talked about. We should have to take ones that are put on a sliding scale, adjusting to us, because something will be lost if we all just give up on this writing. And I don't feel, it's all good. I'm not willing to accept losing that aspect, because I feel, and as Byung addressed, and how Avi addressed, that it is very important, whether or not Avi believes, that everyone's able to write. Because if you're going for a job interview, you have to write in. If you're applying to a UC, if you're applying to I know some community colleges in the East Coast that require you to write in some sort of personal statement. And if you can't even write that in, you won't even be able to get into community college in your community, because they would deem you mentally obsolete, which is very depressing. And I feel that everyone should have to have that ability. Whether they're engineers writing a thesis on their new algorithm to explain the propulsion of a rocket. If they're an anatomist writing their thesis on how our modern idea of the heart is a complete lie. Whether or not they're doing any walk of life, if they're a businessman, if they're an anatomist, if they're an engineer, everyone needs to write. Everyone needs to be able to get a pen and paper and write down what they think, because that is the easiest way to communicate your ideals. And if we lose that ability, if we stop refining it, we will lose something as a civilization. I yield my time to questions. Oh, in fact, the chair, I can't.
Yeah.
Alright, so we've all heard good arguments today about why we should and why we shouldn't abolish the school-wide essay. I thank Anthony for backing me up on this. He's cool as always. But I want to first debunk something Byung said earlier. He said that we could just attach more paper to the essay, just so people like Anthony could write more. Actually, my teachers told me that you're not allowed to put paper on the essay. I don't know if that's just them or I'm hearing wrong, but that's what they said. Anyways, I believe that Shaun has a right idea about writing, that it is a necessary skill and that we do need it. But I do not believe that this school-wide essay that they are currently giving is developing it correctly. As he said, there are UCs, there are colleges, there are many places that require you to write an essay. I know Lusher just like Shaun does, and he was on the scholarship committee here for a long time. And one of the reasons he left is he got tired of reading the scholarship essays that kids had to write to get scholarships, and all of them beginning with "Hello, my name is," or something very uninteresting and not appealing to the reader at all. I believe that we should abolish these school-wide essays because they don't enforce eloquent writing, they don't enforce elevated diction, they don't enforce anything good about writing skills. I yield my time to the chair.
All right, there we go. Okay, so right now, you guys got ballots. Those are the best speaker ballots. So we have everyone who spoke today, please come stand up and just introduce yourself to the crowd. Either way. All right, so we have Avi right there, Byung,
Shaun,
Anthony,
Julia,
Cameron,
John.
and just write on the ballots, who do you think the best speaker of this debate was?
Turn them into this one right here, actually, raise your hand.
quickly do that, and after we're going to vote on the resolution, whether it passes or fails. So if you just get that out of the way real fast, we'll get to the resolution. Alright. Okay, so the resolution is the abolition of the school-wide essay. So all those in favor of abolishing school-wide essay, please raise your hand right now. Alright, all those opposed to abolishing? Alright, this resolution passes with 17 to 3. And any abstentions at all? Alright, and now Ashley will have an announcement for all you guys.
Okay, so last week the debate was on the death penalty, and the best speaker was Chaz.
Okay. All right. So that concludes this debate. We are now adjourned.